Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. Glad to have you with us. Wednesday in the NBA. It's going to be Nene and the Denver Nuggets up against LeBron James and the Miami Heat. And now we send it out to American Airlines Arena. Kevin Clark and Steve are there, courtside, ready for tip-off.
It's an interconference matchup as the Nuggets make the trip in for this one. It's what you've been waiting for. 2K Sports and the NBA present our Wednesday afternoon affair. For the Denver Nuggets, Ty Lawson and J.R. Smith, they're manning the backcourt. Kmart and Nene are inside, and it's Gallinari in at the small forward. And for the Heat, Chris Bosh and Udonis Haslem down low. Wade and LeBron are the wingmen, and it's Chalmers in at the point guard position. Lawson against Chalmers. Lawson dishes to Gallinari. Three-pointer, and it's Lawson. That time on the assist from Gallinari. Lawson's got the first bucket of the night, a three-pointer for the Nuggets.
Spoelstra was in a really odd and tough position last season. Never before had there been a bigger free agent talent swing, and he was tasked with getting three huge superstars to mesh as a unit. He's done a nice job.
Smith outside. Shot clock at 5. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Smith's got his first points of the game. Back to Spoelstra because he was the first coach, Steve, to deal with that much talent. And it's Wade slamming it down. Let's see that again on the Sprite Slam King.
Yeah, if you're anybody in the building. Didn't appreciate that throwdown.
Well, Steve, that's as fancy a finish as you could possibly get.
Serious degree of difficulty on that one.
Lawson outside. And Denver again with the bucket.
Good basketball instincts on display there, making it happen.
Nuggets on D.
Well, the West has long been considered the stronger of the two conferences in the NBA, but Miami, with its revamped roster, really had no problem beating Western Conference foes last year.
Here's Lawson following the basket by LeBron James and stolen by Chalmers. The alley-oop pass, and they get in the way. Looked like the alley-oop attempt that time. Gallinari passes to...
Boy, how about the touch on that pass? Lobbed it up there nice and soft, feathery.
Yeah. Yeah, looked like it made Steve for a pretty easy catch.
Well, the pass may have been soft, but the dunk was anything but.
And Chalmers kicks to Bosh. Tries in the post, and that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. Bosh has got his first bucket of the night.
You know, guys, thinking back to Chalmers in the NBA Finals last year, here's one of the Heat's role players that I thought really ramped it up in a tough series and helped out the big three quite a bit.
And the shot is good.
One of the sweetest moves in the game, the reverse layup in traffic.
Gallinari against LeBron. He kicks it to Chalmers. It's stolen by Lawson.
Anticipating that pass so well. Beautifully done.
Miami trailer. Three-pointer, Wade, and the Heat, another three.
They just lost him on the break that time defensively. I mean, he slid out to the three-point line and had plenty of room.
Well, you brought up Chalmers, Clark. I mean, he was really, really good in that final series against Dallas. He knocked down his three-point shots, did a nice job of running the club. And I think really made a case for being the future starting point guard for the Miami Heat. Great finish there, and now he's got a free throw coming, too.
Boy, that's a big boy move right there, partner. I mean, it takes a lot of strength to finish a shot through contact like that.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Ilgauskas comes in for Udonis Haslem. And it's James Jones in for LeBron. Wade from outside, and that one's good. Wade's got 8.
Well, they've got to do something defensively because he's been unstoppable.
And defensively, Steve, your only choice now is to double him. I mean, I don't think there's another option.
Bosh dishes to Wade. Deflected. It's taken away by Smith. The Nuggets trail. Launches a 3, and there's Chandler. That's good on the assist by Martin.
You look at what George Karl has overcome in this battle against cancer and other issues the last few years, and it's just a testament to how tough a person he is.
Now they get those 3 points back in a hurry, don't they?
Yeah, they sure did. Didn't take him long at all to respond.
Top of the key. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. 7 points for Kenyon Martin. Some good thoughts by Clark as we go back to George Karl. A lot of guys, Steve, would have called it a career, but you know and I know all of us, he just loves this game so much.
Well, it was so nice to see the support that he got from around the league as he battled cancer. Did such a great job with that team during the Carmelo drama, as they called it. It was really a very taxing year for George Karl, but he battled through it and ended up putting Denver in a really good spot heading into the postseason.
Here's Wade, and there's the rejection. Denver in the lead. Got a piece of it. In low to Martin. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Boy, he's got enough hang time there to put a little something extra on that one. 2 scoops of ice cream after that.
Well, that's a play that's going to be remembered from this game, that's for sure.
I think that was more like a banana split, Clark.
Wade gets the bucket.
Since the first tip, he's been red hot from long range. He's in the zone right now.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Oh, no. Not the guy you want to put on the line, Kevin. He's an ATM from the free throw line.
That's good from Lawson. A different look for Miami. Juwan Howard's checked in for Bosh. Miller comes in for Dwayne Wade. Eddie House subbed in for Mario Chalmers. Nene, he's checked in for Denver. Flalo comes in for J.R. Smith. And here's Miami, trailing by 2. Ball's knocked loose, out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. There's 14 seconds left in the first. Here is House. Lawson defending. And that one's good. House.
Right out of the gate, just filling it up.
Both teams are, guys. I mean, points coming fast and furious.
And Lawson gets it to go on the assist by Chandler. 11 points for Lawson. Tipped away. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. The Nuggets on top. They lead by 2.
Really good sign offensively the way they started this game out, getting a lot of hoops from close range.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get baskets inside. I know you were a three-point shooter, Steve, and a really good one, but it's always easier to score in the paint.
It's more NBA coming your way. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. Here's LeBron.
Denver was particularly effective last season against the Eastern Conference, 20-10.
So with Wade on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. We've got Juwan Howard. Mike Miller is out there with House. And it's LeBron James. And it's Haslem in at the center position. Now, here is Miller. Fires from 14, and Nene gets it to go on the assist by Miller. Nene's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Nuggets. You know, you talk about the East Coast personality, you know, a tough physical basketball from 20-10 by the Nuggets against the East. And they can definitely play rugged when they want to, too.
Yeah, they've got a number of ways. They can score in bunches, too. That's the one thing that separates them. They're a physical team, but they also are a high-octane offensive team. You might have thought losing Carmelo Anthony would have hurt them in that regard, but they've actually done it by committing. I think not having Carmelo there is a...
Oh, and the jam by LeBron.
Well, that's great. You take advantage of that turnover and convert at the other end.
Absolutely. I mean, points off turnovers, this time generated off the steal.
Miller kicks to Chandler. Gallinari. They get a hand on it.
I really don't like what I'm seeing their last couple of possessions, Kevin. That's 2 turnovers in a row, careless turnovers at that.
Now they're getting a little casual with the ball. They've got to nip that in the bud right now.
From deep LeBron, and the Heat, another 3. Here's Miller, looking for his first bucket of the game. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Nuggets.
The coach doesn't look pleased at all. He's going to try to iron things out. Well, you know, playing against the Thunder has to bring back some painful memories for the Nuggets guys. I mean, looking back on their first-round loss, and it was closer than the 5-game total might suggest. That was a very competitive series.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Chris Bosh has checked in for Juwan Howard. And it's Chalmers in for Eddie House. And then for Denver, Kenyon Martin, he's checked in for Chandler. Smith comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Lawson in for Andre Miller. Fades back. And another basket for Miami. Well, you're right, Clark. In that series between the Thunder and the Nuggets, really a tough defensive series. Steve, both teams shooting just 42% from the field.
And I thought what really hurt Denver was giving up so many offensive rebounds to the Thunder. And that led to a lot of free throws because we saw some offensive putbacks and fouls. Those little things over the course of a series, Kevin, those really make a huge difference as time wears on.
You know, even though it's transition, he's got the green light to fire from there if he has a good look at it.
Gallinari against LeBron. Good! Now it's just a 3-point Heat lead.
How about the body control, guys? He goes up strong, doesn't he?
Well, Ty Lawson is just so fast on the floor. I mean, he's a beat blur. I mean, it's impossible to stay in front of that guy. Low center of gravity and unbelievable speed.
Here's Lawson. 11 points in the game. He dishes it to Gallinari. Martin, the pass to Nene. Over Bosh. And Nene gets it to go on the assist by Martin. Back to what you said, Clark, about Lawson. We're starting to see a lot of the shorter, quicker point guards make their way, Steve, back in the... Now let's check out the Spark Slam King.
Boy, that dunk got everybody up off their seat.
They're loving it, aren't they, Steve?
Well, how could they not? I mean, he put the cherry on top of the sundae on them. Tell you what, they were in full attack mode there on that fast break.
I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they got right after it.
Here's Chalmers. 8 points for him. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
You knew the big three when they came together, guys, that they would be good. But they did a pretty decent job, I thought, of finding complementary players to fill out the roster after a big chunk of the salaries went to the big three.
Dwayne Wade's checked in for the Heat. Denver also making some changes. Al Harrington's checked in for Martin. And Andre Miller has subbed in for Ty Lawson.
Kick it out! Kick it out!
1:39 left in the second quarter. Harrington against Wade. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Well, he took that defender head on and threw down the two-hander power jam.
Straight power there, guys.
Well, you gotta love his determination.
Well, back to the Heat and Clark. right. They searched out vets that knew how to fill a role and need and really build a team around the stars.
Well, and that's critical because anytime you have the core group together, it's about finding role players who are going to accept their responsibilities on the team and accept the fact that sometimes they're not going to see the minutes that they would otherwise like. But they handled it well. They got a good roster around their stars, and it paid off.
So here's Gallinari. Miller dishes to Smith. Wade picks him up. Smith kicks to Harrington. He passes to Nene. 4 on the clock. Chalmers knocks it loose. The Heat leading by 7. And Bosch backs down. Knocks it loose. Out of bounds. They'll keep possession. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Hey, Kevin. Well, one of the things the Heat had to overcome early last season was their fear of stepping on each other's toes early. There was a turning point that helped them get by that and put it behind them. LeBron James saying of Dwayne Wade, he stopped trying to figure out if it's his time or my time. Instead, we just played our games. And the results were pretty good. Guys, hard to argue with that logic.
All right, Doris.
When you gather stars like that, they'll take some time figuring each other out. Chemistry just doesn't happen overnight.
Well, and eventually they had a terrific year. Didn't quite take it all the way, but got to the finals, and now I think the table is set for Miami to be a contender for years to come.
They rule this one goaltending. Count the shot.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, you'd like to see a little more out of the defense. So how about trying, guys?
Here's Miller. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Here's Harrington. Here's Nene. Hits it. Well done on the second effort. Here's LeBron. 6-point game. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Gallinari covering. LeBron passes to Chalmers. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Chalmers has got 11.
He was really a non-factor in that first quarter, but he's found a way to step it up here.
And here's Miller. Dishes to Gallinari. Deflects the pass. Over Bosch. Again, the Nuggets score.
Easy baskets. That's exactly what they need. That's such a tough catch when the ball is coming from that far away.
And we finished one half of basketball. Back in.
And it's HP at the...
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. The Heat leading by 7.
You know, looking at the Nuggets, guys, you know, as a road team last season, right in the middle of the pack at 17-24, but their tough play at home really is what set them apart.
The second half is underway, and here's who George Karl's got on the floor. Kmart and Nene are inside. Ty Lawson and J.R. Smith, they're manning the backcourt. And it's Gallinari in at the 3 spot. You know, Clark, what's interesting is you look at the stats last season for the Nuggets. They scored 9 more points per game at home than they did on average on the road.
Interesting.
Well, Denver has always built its team around speed, trying to take advantage of that altitude in Denver. And so when they force turnovers and get out in the open floor and the other team's huffing and puffing, they're awfully tough to beat.
The Nuggets trail by 9. Martin kicks to Smith. He's picked up by LeBron. Gallinari. And there's another one for the Nuggets.
You look at their scoring. Mid-range jumpers account for 6 of their last 10 points.
Well, defensively, they're doing a nice job of keeping them out of the paint, but got to give them credit. They're knocking down shots. And I think defensively, you've got to commit a second defender because he's just destroying you right now.
Yeah, one-on-one, he's been a handful. You know, with all the criticism that LeBron had in his move to Miami, all the criticism he received, it probably in some ways served as motivation for him after he got over the hurt and the pain of it. I mean, his mental makeup was a lot less jovial and more focused and more serious. And part of that is growing up, but I think part of it was the byproduct of what he had gone through.
Boy, he had a good look there.
Got to take those when they come.
Gallinari. Wade is covering. Now Lawson. 11 points in the game. Wade picks him up. Wade gets the reach-in call. That's foul number 2 for him. That's perceptive what you say about his attitude, Clark, about LeBron James. And he did seem to have less joking around during games. He's out for vengeance, perhaps, almost. Steve, you called that Eastern Conference final last year, and you saw it firsthand, how he went right at the Chicago Bulls and a guy that beat him out for the MVP in Derrick Rose.
Yeah, and LeBron put on an incredible display during that series, Kevin. And I think you're right, both of you guys. Meaning, LeBron used that criticism all year long, and his teammates did too. They used it as motivation to prove people wrong, and I thought LeBron was fantastic. He had an amazing year.
Wade against Lawson. Wade picks him up. Back to Gallinari. Here's the 3. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Good team play there. You move the ball until you find the right shot for the right person.
They're a well-oiled machine, Steve. I mean, working extremely well as a cohesive unit. Every pass delivered on time and on target. A lot of ball movement and player movement. It's a thing of beauty.
And Gallinari kicks to Lawson. Gets it to go. Lawson's got 13.
That's really a terrific look inside, Kevin. I mean, he set him up beautifully.
Gallinari against LeBron. And it's blocked. The Nuggets trail by 8. Here's the break. It's stolen by Wade. Here's the break. Now Lawson defending. Great communication on the alley-oop. 26 points for LeBron.
So nasty. I mean, really nasty. He hit the bullseye with that dish.
That is simply poetry in motion.
Beautiful play, huh?
You know, the big 3 in Miami had a tremendous amount of success in year 1. They didn't reach the 70-win mark, which I think was crazy for people to be talking about anyway, but they still managed to get 58 of them.
And then dishes to Martin, and Denver again with the bucket.
Guys, he's really shot the ball well. It's definitely not his fault they find themselves trailing in this one.
Here's Wade. 21 points in the game. Back to the Heat. 30 of those wins were at home. Very strong team, Steve, in Miami.
Well, that home record was good for 3rd best in the Eastern Conference, and I think they're actually looking to improve on that record this year. See the way he attacked the smaller defender there?
That's what I call know-how. He knows how to use his size.
And stolen by Chalmers. The pass to LeBron from the arc. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist. LeBron's now got 10 points in just the second half. The Nuggets trail by 13.
I don't think you want to make too much of a big deal over it, but you look at the numbers in the NBA Finals, and LeBron just wasn't himself late in games. Some of that you have to credit to Dallas. I still think he was a factor on the floor, but not in the way he wanted to be.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. Denver also making some changes. Chris Anderson is checked in for Nene, and it's a Flalo in for J.R. Smith. Lawson outside. Hits the jumper in space. Lawson's got 15.
Well, Clark, you brought up LeBron, and in that final series against Dallas, it was really interesting. He just didn't attack the rim like he had previously. Some of that was the Dallas defense, but I think some of it too was that he lost confidence in his jump shot. And Dallas, as a result, really packed the paint and made it difficult for him to find a driving range.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
It's House outside, and the Heat another three.
He's a gunslinger, isn't he? He'll fire that three anytime, anywhere.
Stolen away. Goes up the alley-oop. Out of bounds, and they'll keep possession. Here's Jones over Gallinari, and it's Miami with another.
Yeah, very solid offensive execution out there.
Guys, their comeback bid had better get started.
I think there's still enough time for them here, Kevin. I think there's a good chance they can make it happen.
I don't know. I mean, it's going to take a pretty big run. They're going to have to be almost perfect to get this one done.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Gets it to go.
A little room service dime with that dish.
Here is House. Gets it off. Hits it.
Oh, what a big shot to close out the quarter. They're going. To the fourth with a little momentum now.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
Yeah, he's done a great job of finding the soft spots in that defense. A very efficient game for him so far.
Yeah, and I like what he's done, Steve. I mean, he's made a couple of jumpers here or there, but what he's really done impressively is allow the game to come to him.
Heat lead by 14. Fourth quarter getting going here. It's time for our Sprite Spark of the Game report. Let's go to Doris Burke.
And Kevin, for that great stretch the Heat put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. They were as tough a defensive team as we've seen the second quarter, and they've had an answer for everything they've had thrown their way. That effort is the main reason they've built the lead they have. We'll see if it can continue, guys. Thank
you, Doris. They made a statement with that big run, Clark.
They sure did. I mean, actually, this team has what I like to call spurtability.
Clark, that's becoming one of our trademarks right there.
Without question.
We're all over it.
One of the great basketball words out there.
Clark, I think the defense has sort of shell-shocked by that spurtability. They were really.
So LeBron on the bench. This is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Wayne Wade and Mike Miller, they're 2 and the 3. Chris Bosh and Utah Hagen down low. And it's Chalmers in at the 1 spot.
Last year, Wayne Wade up to his usual tricks as he put up another great season. And we've certainly become accustomed to that. He scores, rebounds, and defends.
Back to Wade for a moment. 25, 5, and 6. Pretty much a standard year for Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, we pretty much take him for granted at this point, and it's a shame because his greatness is just amazing, especially the offensive end of the floor. And now playing with LeBron and Chris Bosh, what a scary trio for the Eastern Conference to deal with over the next 5-6 years.
And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense.
Well, you can see last season with the big three that early on offensively they couldn't quite figure it out. But as the season went on, they got more and more comfortable with each other. And I thought by the end of the year, they played pretty well together.
The Heat making a switch here. James is checked in. Here's Martin. He's picked up by LeBron. The shot got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And you're right, Steve, about what you said regarding the Heat. Anytime you bring new guys together, there's a feeling out there. But Clark, obviously, this is an extreme case.
Yeah, I agree with both of you there. I mean, it just takes a lot of time and massaging when you have that much star power coming together for guys just to figure out their roles. And then accept their role, and excel in it. That's a three-pronged process.
A lot.
Yep.
A lot to deal with.
Yeah, don't give up anything for free. I like that. Send him to the line.
Yeah, they don't want to sit back and watch you lay it in. I mean, make them earn it. Make them earn it. Don't give up anything easy. Well, I think it was certainly a topsy-turvy season for the Nuggets with all the Carmelo trade rumors, but, you know, considering all of that uncertainty, it was good to see the way they rallied after the trade and finished the season really strong.
Well, look at the effects of that Carmelo trade. Let that hand on the Denver Nuggets, Steve. It seemed like they didn't lose a whole lot of ground in the West once that trade went down.
Well, they got much better defensively after the trade, and they were able to play fast and still score points. The question is, without Carmelo, can you win in the playoffs? Can you score when the defense is set? And I think that's going to be a major task for Denver without Carmelo Anthony, one of the best scorers in the league.
Denver calls timeout.
He wants to make a few adjustments out there, and he's running through those with his team right now.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, over that break, I was able to catch the message George Karl was giving to his team. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said, they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
You know, funny, Wilson Chandler, raised by his grandparents in the small town of Benton Harbor, Michigan, was named Mr. Basketball in 2005, and it surprised me.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. We're talking about Wilson Chandler's small-town upbringing. It makes sense. A low-maintenance guy doesn't need to be in the spotlight. Steve, just a hard worker and a gamer.
Yeah, I like Wilson Chandler. He's scrappy, he's tough, he's a defender, and he can make that shot. You know, he really developed that three-point shot in New York under Mike D'Antoni, and he's brought that over to Denver with him. I think he's got a chance to be an impact player for the Nuggets for many years to come. Both of these teams have really stepped it up offensively.
You know what, Steve? They haven't missed a chance, and I think both teams really know what's at stake on every
And
game.
slam dunk. Wow! Now the Sprite Slam Cam for the replay.
Yes, indeedy. Boy, I love that one. That's not just any plain dunk. That has some... to it.
That's an energizer, guys. That is an
That
energizer.
is, and that will lift the whole team up.
Took him no time at all on that one. 8 points for Nene.
Tell you what, guys, he's helped his team just about every way possible today.
Yeah, he's been without a weakness today, Steve. I mean, he's been excellent in every area.
Three-pointer, Wade, and the Heat, another three.
Boy, these threes are picking them apart. I mean, 4 out of the last 5 shots against them, all uncontested, and all are threes.
Yeah, the defense just looks uninterested right now. I mean, they're not making the effort to challenge these shots.
Easy shot. Again, the Nuggets score. Here's LeBron. They can take their time on this possession.
You know, guys, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, it gives themselves a little break, too.
Catch their breath, you're
Yep.
right. Wade for three, gets it to go. Wade's got 11 points.
That's now 6 straight points off open threes. Get a hand up, fellas. Pay attention to the scouting report.
Well, you know how quickly things can go south when you start giving up wide open looks to this team.
Time call here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. A different look for Denver. Kenyon Martin has checked in for Harrington. And it's Gallinari in for Wilson Chandler. Here's Martin. Over LeBron. And Denver again with the bucket.
He's got a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're getting back to win.
Gallinari covering. Around Chase. And now the basket to Miami.
He's done an outstanding job all game long. Absolutely a great job of finding an opening against the defense.
Austin says back to Austin. Let's just try LeBron. No good.
That's exactly where they want to go with the ball. You don't know he didn't finish it.
Stolen by Mike. So it's Miami. Versus Gallinari. It's stolen by Los Angeles. Kicks it to Gallinari. And Nene gets it to Gallinari. The assist to Gallinari. Gallinari just passed with assist to Gallinari.
This is a lot better ball control for them. They really haven't had any turnover problems lately.
And stolen by Chalmers.
It's too bad that was such an efficient first half. He's starting to turn the ball over here in the second. And that's going to do it. I mean, this thing is pretty much over. They played well.
Well, it has been a bit anticlimactic at the end of the game, but sometimes. That's the way it goes.
Here's Lawson. And for him right now, an assist. This trip would give him a double-double.
Yeah, I would expect that assist to come shortly. The way he's playing, I mean, he's really in control.
Pulls it from the elbow. And Denver again with the bucket.
They could have used this run a while ago. It may not make much difference now.
Yeah, they hit that snooze button a little too much because they showed up late to this game.
The three from LeBron. That one goes. Count it. LeBron's got 40 points. And scored by Chalmers. Lay outside. And again, Miami with the triple.
And that would do it.
Yep, I agree. Close it out with Rep.
Well, not much like they do at this point.
No, anything but practice. Strong practice.
I have no idea why he was fouling there.
And even the foul, you can't run guys like that. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. That's meaningless play.
So here's Gallinari.
That's the special order right there.
Not everybody can cap on it like that.
Very, very difficult to maneuver, but tremendous. They want to keep pulling it off. Nice offensive play there, and this was pretty much in the books, guys.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? It was a very good showing them to come away with that win. I was very impressed.
Three-pointer Lawson. Another three for Denver. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's House. That's good. And the Heat lead by 17.
Another fast break hoop. They're just outrunning their opponent here.
You know what, Steve? I think the defense has left themselves vulnerable, and they're learning the hard way that speed definitely kills.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Kirk Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Horace Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.